Hey founders, it's Kirk Mitchie with Candor Advisors. Recently we did an update and gave you a terminology or a bit of cautionary advice around the retrade. Want to build on that a little bit. Okay, so there's a couple of things to know when the buyer of your business tries to retrade or reprice the deal. And these have to do with how early in the process or how late in the process they do it. So early in the process, nobody has spent that much time or energy, or more importantly, money. And so backing away, what we listed as the third option in our last update, really doesn't cost anybody anything. Now, one of the things you'll learn if the private equity firm that tries to retrade the deal backs away quickly is they were sort of testing the boundaries. They do this a lot. They are the full-time predator. Which isn't casting aspersions on private equity firms. All buyers are full-time predators. You're part-time prey. So kind of no harm done there. It's disappointing, but kind of recognizing that it's better to be disappointed and not go forward with a bad transaction, a bad buyer, than it is, to go forward with it out of inertia. If it happens late in the process, keep a few things in mind. If your buyer is a strategic buyer, like a big company, and your transaction is, say, somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 million and above, that strategic buyer might already have $500,000 to $1 million invested between legal and accounting fees and other costs. And you might be in a better position to push back on their attempt to retrade or reprice the deal because the economy got worse and your business is trending down, or because they found something that causes them to have to adjust EBITDA. So keep in mind that depending on where the information comes up and where the retrade or repricing might happen comes up, you have more leverage late in the transaction if you keep your wits about you. And don't get too disappointed that they might back away. You might be able to, from a negotiating standpoint, hold your ground a little bit easier late in the transaction when they would least expect it, because they've invested a whole lot more money than probably you have in trying to get the deal done, because they use Big Four accounting firms and they use major Wall Street law firms, and their costs are much higher. And so they may not have deal fatigue like you do, but they've got a certain amount of cost embedded into this thing, and they might have an interest in going forward. So go ahead and push back on the retrade. If you need guidance on this, check with your M&A lawyer, check with your transaction advisor, but it might be the smart thing to do. If we can help at all, go to Candor-Advisors and reach out. Thanks. Have a terrific week.